Hey, what's up, everyone? Today, I am going to give you my top five favorite Sonic figures in my collection. And also, before I do this review, I do want to switch up something that I've done better than my last video, like switch up my five tails as tails and switch them to a different tail style. All right, guys, so here are all the tails as tails off. So let's get started. All right, guys, so here's the classic tails with the wave 3 tails as tails. And as you guys can see here, yeah, it looks like we have a classic Tails Jakks Pacific figure with the spinny tails. This might be perfect enough since it looks just like the same thing, like the same as the Tails and the modern Tails, the classic Tails and the modern Tails figures. I was just thinking that this should be something I will be offering to. Alright, guys, next up here is the modern Tails with the classic Tails as tails. And it just kind of reminds me a little about something that just came straight out of the game. Well, kind of like Tails as tails are not both look straighting up. Alright, guys, here's the classic Tails with the modern Tails as tails, and you might want to be careful with these. They can look straight up, but they'll, what I heard from a different video, they could just, they could probably pop off just pretty easily, like just fall off themselves. Like, watch. Yeah, it's weird. Yep. Alright, guys, so here's the modern Tails with the movie Tails as tails. Here's the classic Tails with the movie Tails as tails. Here is the movie Tails with the modern Tails as tails. Well, they could just pop off really easy. Here is the movie Tails with the classic Tails as tails. And here's the modern Tails with the spinny tails. Here is 9 with the movie Tails as tails. We could just pop off pretty easy. Here he is with the modern Tails as tails. Pop off pretty easy. Here he is with the classic Tails as tails. Pop off pretty easy. Here is 9 with the spinny tails. They can all pop off pretty easy. Which kind of reminds me. Won't fit. Won't fit. Won't fit. Huh. I cannot believe this. I think 9 is the only one that has the biggest tails that could pop off. Okay, guys, that's enough for the Tailses. Alright, let's now move on to the top 5 favorite Sonic figures. Alright, starting at number 5, we do got is the Barobot figure for wave 11 of the 2.5-inch line. So, as you guys can see here, I actually am liking this figure, actually. I really like how the head moves back and forth, and really like how the arms turn. They do look pretty cool. I do like how he bends a little. That's pretty interesting. Like, almost too interesting. Pretty cool. Yep, I'm definitely giving this figure like a 10 out of 10. Alright, guys, starting at number 4, we do got is the New York City Sonic in the 2.5-inch scale from Sonic Prime. So, as you guys can see here, for this figure, he is just, getting a good swip with the head. I definitely know that. The head definitely looks like how he does in the show. Definitely. His legs can kick forward and back. But kind of what I'm not liking about this figure is that he can't stand up very well. But I mean, hey, it's not one of the top five worst Sonic figures in my collection. I'm definitely calling this one of the top five most favorite Sonic figures in my collection. Definitely. All right, guys, on to number three. We do got here is the silver 2.5-inch figure. So, as you guys can see here, for this figure, the reason why I like this figure is because he's my favorite character in the video game, and also what I'm actually am liking about this figure is that it could do this pose like he's shooting a blaster or something out of his hand. That does look something pretty cool. I'm definitely calling that one of his powers. I believe it is, definitely. Alright guys, on to number two. We do got is the brand new SPO figure I got. So if you guys are curious if this figure looks different to you, then I'm just reminding you guys that I just actually replaced this because remember what I was talking about the nose over here, the yellow nose over here? That part where it had a pink over here. I know the head sculpt doesn't look like it, but I just had to replace it because of this part. I was having a big deal about, but whatever. I just really like how they did with this SPO 2.5-inch figure. I'm actually glad that they finally made SPO in the 2-inch scale. All right, guys, moving on to number one. We do got his classic, I mean, modern Sonic movie Shadow. Yeah, I was so stoked for this figure. I cannot believe this. This is my most favorite Sonic Jakks Pacific figure the world has ever seen. I really like how Jakks Pacific did on this figure. It's really amazing, man. I just really love the movie Shadow. I am actually glad that this appeared in Sonic 3. I cannot wait for Metal Sonic and Amy to be in the movie Sonic 4 when that movie comes out in 2027. I cannot wait for that. That is going to be so fun. All right, that is going to wrap up this review on my top five favorite Sonic figures in my collection. So, as you guys may know, I cannot believe this. This is definitely a win. Even better than my worst figures I've gotten. I cannot believe it. But okay, guys, I'll see you guys later, and I'll definitely catch you guys in the next video. Take care, my friends.